Hello everybody, my name is Sniping Spawn, and I welcome you all back to the next character number 82 in this series of Newcomer videos, talking about various Newcomer new character ideas for the upcoming Smash Bros. Game, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And as I mentioned in the last video, when I talked about character number 81, Killia from Disgaea 5, from the Disgaea series, when I jumped into character number 82, we're going to be talking about a legendary female character in the video game world, especially in the fighting game scene, and that goes to Chun-Li from the Street Fighter series. And as always, before this intro gets on too long, why does the character make sense? Moveset ideas and percentage chance I could actually see the character getting in. So Chun-Li specifically, like, okay, let's say Street Fighter does get a secondary character. Why should it be Chun-Li? Okay, first and foremost, in the Street Fighter series, Chun-Li is pretty much one of the other few remaining main characters in the game. We have Ryu, who is the main character of Street Fighter, and he's already in Smash Brothers, and he's representing Street Fighter, and Street Fighter has a long time history on Nintendo. There you go. But outside of him, there's a few other main characters of the game. Like, Chun-Li is one of them, and you have Ken, and you have Guile. I think those are like the four major ones, and everyone else is more of like a side major character. And then you have the villains. So there you go. But yeah, she's one of the major characters in the Street Fighter series. So it's like, if you want to represent someone else from that game, why not pick one of the few other remaining major characters? She's also been pretty much the first ever female fighting game character. She's like the queen of the fighting game females. Like, before, you've seen like all these Tekken women and Dead or Alive women and, you know, Skull Girls and Soul Calibur, and all these other fighting games that have numerous other popular, long time, or new game wise, you know, female fighting game characters. The first one to ever start that trend was Chun-Li. Like, the first video game female in general was Samus, which we already have in Smash Brothers. The first female fighting game character is still technically Chun-Li. So she represents something in the series, and represents something, you know, in the genre that, you know, it's iconic. It's like a symbol of, like, you know, the birthplace of like the female fighting game characters. And I'm not trying to make it sound like, oh, because she's a woman and whatnot. No, I'm not trying to represent that. No, don't even get it twisted. Please do not get that twisted. But I'm saying it represents a birthplace for those, you know, for female characters in the Smash, you know, not Smash Bros, but, you know, in the fighting game genre in general. Like, why not represent that? She was the first ever female fighting game character, and Smash is still technically a fighting game. You have Ryu, the main character, and she's one of the other few remaining, you know, characters. So I know it's just not the best reason to include her in there, but it's freaking Chun-Li. She's one of the most popular fighting game characters, one of the most popular video game characters of all time. And I think that alone makes her deserve it. And she reps the series as much as Ryu does. She's been around pretty much since the beginning, since Street Fighter 2. Like, obviously most people view the start of the series really with Street Fighter 2, and I know it was only Ken and Ryu in Street Fighter 1, or Fighting Street, however well you played it, whatever way you played it. But still, I would say represent her. She's been in the series since Street Fighter 2, the World Warriors. She was one of the major characters in the storyline that was with Bison at the beginning, and whatever, regardless if she's a woman or not, but she represents that start in the fighting game genre. You wouldn't have Nina Williams or these characters from, like, you know, Soul Calibur or Skullgirls or Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear or any of that stuff without her. And I'm not trying to sound like a feminist or, you know, stuff like that, like, because she's a woman, include her, but she represents a historical moment in the fighting game genre, and Smash Brothers is technically still a fighting game. So yes, I think that is a logical reason to include her as the second Street Fighter rep. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to make this political or some sort of, you know, push or whatever, but I'm just saying that is a thing. Come on, it's been long known that is a thing. Sorry. Moveset ideas. Now, if you've actually played the actual any of the Street Fighter games and you play as Chun-Li, you know exactly how she fights. I'm transferring her moveset practically over, pretty much punch for punch, kick for kick, pretty much the same. Like, you see how they did Ryu? Same thing for her. And I would think if Ryu has you can actually do the button motions to do the attacks, I'm assuming they do the same thing for Chun-Li. Like, depending on how, like, you could do the actual motions to do her attacks, or you just press the buttons like Smash Brothers does. So there you go. But basically, Chun-Li studies pretty much Chinese Kempo, Chinese martial arts. So her main fighting style is martial arts, Chinese martial arts, and the punches and kicks and strikes that come with it. If you've actually played the games, you know how she does her little punches and her kicks. She's really high on kicks. If you know the series, you know she's very high on kicking. But like her punches and kicks from this Chinese martial arts, that's her smash attacks. Any standard punch and kick you've done, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter Alpha. Any of these other games, Capcom versus SNK, if you've played any of those games and you've played as Chun-Li, you know exactly how her fighting style practically is, how she punches, how she kicks, and that's how I'm saying she's going to do it in Smash Bros. I don't have to detail it because it's already detailed by looking at videos of her attacking. If you played the actual games, you know how she punches. It's just punches and kicks, punches and kicks, strikes that pretty much are a Chinese martial art. So she's trained in Chinese martial arts since she was a kid by her father. That's how she's going to fight. Her special attacks are where she gets all her unique abilities and stuff. Her first and foremost, I wanted to put this in the special attacks rather than the smash attacks because it's what she's known for, and it's the lightning kick. You know how she goes like, yeah, 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 yeah. If you keep pressing the button, okay, that's going to be your B attack. You press it once, she kicks, but if you keep pressing it, yeah, 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 there you go. It won't be a chargeable one. It has to be you repeatedly press the button attack. And let me say right here, because I'm saying lightning kick, because that's like the English translation of the word. And this is going to be Sniping Someone tries to pronounce not a name, but random attack names I wrote down. And this is the only one that has like a name that's going to be hard to pronounce. The lightning kick is the Hyakuru. I just screwed myself up over there. The Hyakuri Kyoku. The Hyakuri, whatever, I give up. Lightning kick. So yes, that's going to be one of her special attacks. She also does a fireball attack, which is the Kikoken. So, she's like, Kikoken! And she shoots out a fireball attack. So it's going to be kind of like Ryu's, Hadoken. There's the Kikosho, which is like a close range. And it's not a long range attack, but she's like close range. She's like, Kikosho! And it's like this energy beam type thing that surrounds the opponent up close. If you hit the opponent, she hits it. But you have to be standing like right there. So it's a close range, like energy barrier ball type attack. While the fireball is the long range one, like the Hadoken is. And then she obviously does the spinning bird kick. She just jumps upwards and does like a helicopter kick. Woo! And you hit your opponent. So the spinning bird kick, the lightning kick, the Kikosho, and the Kikoken fireball, those are all her special attacks, pretty much from the game. So I have to represent that there. And you could do the motions and all you want and just like reuse attacks. And now for her final smash, I'm going to give her the Hyokosen, which is one of her major critical attacks. I'm trying to remember when it was included in the series. I think it started in the Alpha series, if I recall. It's her critical kick attack where she basically does multiple lightning kicks. She's like, so it's not going to be a cutscene based one. It's going to be you have to make sure your opponents are in front of you when you do it kind of thing. So basically like Marth and Lucina's critical or some sort of beam attack type of thing. So it's like any final smash that's in the games that are not cutscene based, but you have to make sure the opponent's in front of you. That's what it's like. So I'm saying most likely it's very similar to Marth and Lucina. If you miss the kick, you lose your final smash, but you have to make sure you hit it. And then she's like, yeah, 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 yeah. And the opponent sits in the way, gets hit by him, and then she goes for one last hit. Since flying off the stage, the Hyokosen critical attack. And for those of you that are actually in the fighting game scene, you would know exactly what this is because it's famous for the Evo 2014 Daigo versus Justin match. Justin Wong match when Justin Wong was Chun-Li and Daigo was Ken, and he blocked every single one of them, did his own critical, and took the tournament. Look it up, Evo 2014 Justin Wong versus Daigo. Sorry. I wasn't really in the fighting game scene back then, but I've seen a moment years ago on YouTube, and it was a cool moment, and it's like one of her major criticals. So I want to represent not only that moment, but that being one of her major criticals in her final smash, and given that her entire fighting style more so focuses on kicks, yes, I'm going to make that her final smash. So it's pretty much like multiple lightning kicks, like 2 sets of lightning kicks, 2 or 3, and then she goes for one final just standing kick like this, and any opponent that's in the combo will get sent flying off the stage, and if you have high enough damage, obviously you'll get sent off the stage. And like, now the third category, percentage chance I can see her actually getting in. I would like to say it should be higher than I'm giving her, but it's not. She's not that highly likely. She's not that super likely possible, but it's there. But we've also heard the rumors that Ken's going to be an echo of Ryu, and they might just want to cheapen out and give Street Fighter a simple secondary character that they can just throw a similar moveset on like Ken. And Ken is one of the major characters that's been in the series since the first game, which Chun-Li doesn't have that honor. She has the honor of being since Street Fighter 2 and being one of basically the first female fighting game character. She doesn't have the honor of being in the Street Fighter series since the beginning. That Ken does have that honor. So I do think Ken, as an echo, does deserve it a little bit more. And he's like the lazy, easy way out just to give Street Fighter a secondary rip without having to make someone totally unique. But I do think I would rather see her because it's someone totally different than Ryu. Because Ken should have just been like an alternate costume, like an Elf to Olimar type thing. That's really what he should have been. He should have already been in Smash Bros. 4. But I'm not against it because Ken's one of my favorite characters from the series. But Chun-Li, I think, is a cool character too, and she's legendary in the fighting game genre. She's legendary in video games. And I think she does deserve it, but I'm going to give her a 50% chance. It's there. It's still very much possible. They could include Ken as an echo and then eventually include her maybe as DLC or maybe in Smash 6. But it's not looking perfect for her right now because numerous rumors are speaking up about Ken. And quite frankly, I'm not really fully for it, but I'm not fully against it, given that I like Ken as a character just as much as Chun-Li, if not more. But Chun-Li does deserve it, and I think there's still a small percent chance, given that she is a legendary character in the series, and it's been around since the second game, which is when most people got into Street Fighter. So I would strongly pick her as a representative, but 50% chance. It's possible, but not possible. She's in the middle ground, so there you go with that. So that's it for Chun-Li Spinning Bird Kick. Put in the comments if you guys think, do you guys want to see Chun-Li as a representative, or do you just not care and throw in Blanc or throw in Dolls and make Ken an echo? Like, whatever. Does Street Fighter does it deserve a secondary rep? Should it be Ken? Should it be someone else? Do you want to see Chun-Li? Does my moveset ideas make sense? What moveset ideas would you come for? What about my reasons for why she should get in? What reasons do you think she should get in? Is 50% chance too high, too low? Discuss it down there. Have fun. And that's it for character number 82. And when I come back for character number 83, we're going to be talking about the new lead character in the current Dragon Quest game, Dragon Quest XI. See you all next time. My name is Fun. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to, and have a lovely day. Bye.